organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV,
find out about the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics' latest advanced technology and what they are doing to promote more pink.
And knitting often picks up in the fall. Find out what interesting plans Iowa City has for volunteers with this hobby.
And in sports, we remember a Hawkeye legend.
That's all coming your way next. Daily Iowan TV starts now.
I'm Tom Brokaw. For more than 100 years now, the University of Iowa community has been waking up to the Daily Iowan. Today, it's the largest newsroom in eastern Iowa. And now you can see the news every night on Daily Iowan TV and get it anytime worldwide at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for tuning in to your one-day edition of Daily Iowan TV. I'm Ian Martin.
And I'm Muriel Kone. The month of October is dedicated to breast cancer awareness, one of the most well-known international health campaigns. The UI Hospitals and Clinics Radiology Breast Imaging Center returned this year with a walk-in Wednesdays to help raise awareness. Daily Iowan TV reporter Alyssa Bergamini has more on the story.
The UI Radiology Breast Imaging Center has done more than just wear pink to show their support for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Each Wednesday during the month of October, the center offers walk-in Wednesdays for patients to receive a mammogram without a set appointment. Mammograms allow women to be checked for any traces of breast cancer. Last year, on average, there was about 30 to 40 women who came in to visit on Walk-In Wednesday for the month of October. This year, there has already been an increase, and it may be due to its latest and newest technology. Digital tomosynthesis is the name of the newest equipment used for breast cancer screening at the hospital. The machine provides multiple exposures and gives a 3D image, opposed to the traditional method. The UI Radiology Center even helped in designing this new breast imaging technology.
For two different research groups, we had the second machine in the nation when they were first researching it, and we asked women to volunteer so that the radiologists could see what the difference between a normal mammogram is, the standard one, and what the new ones. And then we did another one also to find out what angle works out best for the machine to use.
Breast cancer is the most common type of cancer among women in the U.S., so wear your pink to help support the battle. Alyssa Bergamini, Daily Iowan TV.
As of today, women can now receive their mammograms at the new UI Hospitals and Clinics in the Iowa River Landing District.
And the city of Iowa City is seeking volunteers to knit colorful sweaters. But the sweaters aren't for residents, they're for trees. The project is part of the Iowa City Downtown District's Tree Huggers project, in which nearly 100 trees have been selected for the project, and each tree will be wrapped in 5 feet of knitted sweaters. Organizers plan to dress up the lumber on November 4th. And still to come on Daily Iowan TV.
I'll tell you how the city you live in has an impact on your lifestyle.
And in sports, we talked to UI women's soccer coach Ron Rainey in our first ever Coach's Corner.
But first, let's check in with Kara Bimschlager for a look at the local weather.
Thanks, Ian. We've had some great fall weather here lately. It looks like it's going to stay this way too, with a little bit of rain. Tomorrow morning we will see 50 degrees and sunny skies. It will be a warm afternoon with 72 degrees and partly cloudy. Going into the evening, it will cool down a bit with 46 degrees and partly cloudy. And now for a look at your 6-day forecast. The rest of the week looks pretty consistent with high 50s to low 70s temperatures. Friday we will see partly cloudy skies with temperatures reaching the high 50s. Saturday brings 68 degrees and a 70% chance of rain and thunderstorms, so good thing the Hawks are away this weekend. Sunday will have a high of 70 degrees, and Tuesday also has a little bit of rain with a 40% chance of precipitation. Overall, it looks like a pretty nice week with a little possible rain. That's all for weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
And the Iowa City Chamber of Commerce is leading Iowa City to become a blue community. Blue zone communities deal with cities becoming healthier and happier. Daily Iowan TV's Giovanna Simic tells us what Iowa City needs to do if it wants to become a blue zone.
Living a long and healthy lifestyle is important to many people. So, how does the city where you live in determine your lifestyle? Simple, by being a Blue Zone community. Blue Zones is based on a book by Dan Buettner that shows why people live long, happy lives. And under the Governor's Healthy State Initiative, which is strictly in Iowa, Iowa City is applying to become a Blue Zone. So, what are the benefits of becoming a Blue Zone community?
Those who are selected will then have access to some national experts who will come in from various places throughout the world and inform us as to how we can create a healthier climate.
Iowa followed the success Blue Zones had in the city of Albert Lea in Minnesota, which had an increase in life expectancy of 3.2 years. The purpose of Blue Zones is to get people to make small, everyday changes that will make being healthy an easy choice. So, what are examples of these everyday changes?
Very small, moderate changes in eating habits. It doesn't have to be all of a sudden we have a brand new diet and we're going to follow this diet. It's just what small changes can you make that you can sustain over time that are likely to lead to making you a healthier individual.
Along with the City of Iowa City, partners like Mercy Hospital and the University of Iowa have hopped on board to build a healthier community. But there is one organization that has made a huge contribution.
Nobody has been more important in this process than has been the United Way of Johnson County. They have their own endeavor called 2020 Vision Goals, where they went out and assessed the community and determined what needed to be done to provide everybody the most fundamental quality of life components.
Representatives from Walmart, Healthway, and Blue Zones will be in Iowa City on November 13th to decide if the city is qualified to become a Blue Zone community. And Quellhorse believes that Iowa City has the criteria to impress the committee.
What we have to do is demonstrate to the committee that we are prepared, that we're motivated and prepared. We want to show them that we work well together, that we have allied partners willing to work on this.
And even though Iowa City is a college town, students can still make an impact by spreading the word of the importance of a healthy lifestyle. Giovanna Simic, Daily Iowan TV.
If you want to show your support for a healthier Iowa City, log on to www.bluezonesproject.com and vote for Iowa City.
And now for a look at what's happening outside of Iowa. 21 people were killed last night in Nigeria after religious and ethnic tensions caused a wave of violence in the region. In Plateau State, rioting has killed hundreds in recent years, and it is unclear what sparked the violence, but 14 of the dead belong to a Christian ethnic group. In Canoe, police say 2 officers were also shot and killed Tuesday. This morning, a gunman shot dead 2 officials from the Federal Road Safety Corps. No group has claimed responsibility for the attacks, but a radical Islamic sect, Boko Haram, carried off previous shootings in the city.
And the United States continues to lead in the winnings for the Nobel Prizes of Chemistry. Robert Lefkowitz and Brian Kobylka, 2 American researchers, won the prize this year. It recognized their studies of protein receptors that let bodies sense and respond to outside signals like the danger or flavor of food. These studies are key in the development of better drugs, and the U.S. has dominated the Nobel Chemistry Prize in recent years. Cleaning up, American scientists have been included in winners of 17 of the past 20 awards. Nobel announcements began on Monday.
A Cairo court released 25 loyalists of ousted President Hosni Mubarak, who had been accused of organizing an attack which assailants on horses and camels charged into crowds of anti-regime protesters last year. The attack became known as the Camel Battle. The attack was blamed on Mubarak loyalists and was viewed as a last-ditch attempt to break up the protests that led to Mubarak's resignation on February 11th of last year. The 25 men were found innocent on charges of manslaughter and attempted murder.
And now for your Hawkeye Sports Update, let's go to Kate Constable.
Hello and welcome back to the Daily Iowan TV Sports Studio. We are pleased today to be joined by Ron Rainey, head coach of the University of Iowa women's soccer team, which is off to one of the best starts in school history. And Coach Rainey, the team got out to such a fast start, but are really being challenged now in Big Ten play. Your squad's played in 3 straight double overtime draws. Does that worry you at all?
You know, it's interesting because, again, it kind of puts you in limbo of how you want to feel. Each game has been different, even though they've all ended up 0-0 ties. We feel like there's been a couple where we were there and we just had some great opportunities and weren't able to finish. And there were a couple there was one that we had to defend a little bit.
And while outsiders might not value a draw as much as a win, your defense has produced a program record for shutouts. Do you feel that your defense is right where you want it now going into some huge Big Ten contests against Ohio State, Penn State, and Nebraska?
Even though we've had a couple shutouts, we want to keep clearing things up in the defensive third as far as our clearing, our building out of the back, and taking away attacking opportunities from the other team.
Still, you have to be impressed with what your players have done defensively. Is there anyone or any unit that deserves credit specifically?
And our sport is not like, it's not like some others where you know everybody's on offense, everybody's on defense. So the shutouts have been nice team shutouts. The players that play in the back have done a great job when the ball's been in that third of taking away opportunities. The goalkeepers have done real well. But I do think for us to be able to get more attacking chances, we have to just technically be a little bit better in our defensive half when we have possession so we can get numbers into the attacking half with possession as we go to goal. So a little bit of our possession when we're in transition going from defense to offense is something that we want to work on. And we want to work on maybe showing some different things to opponents, because now this late in the season there's a lot of film that people can watch and help shut teams down attacking wise.
Now, big game this Friday against Ohio State. How are you preparing to make sure your squad comes out on top?
I think that our biggest thing is we have to just play to our strengths because they have very, very good players, and so if we do what we do well, then I think that gives ourselves the best shot to compete.
And we mentioned big matchups against Big Ten powers, Penn State and Nebraska. Do you find yourself peeking ahead a little bit on the schedule with only 5 games left?
Well, our sole focus right now is on that Friday game, the Ohio State, but we are really excited to be at home for 3 straight games and to be facing some incredible competition. I think a lot of what will help us in these games is the energy it'll give us as far as the preparation. I mean, the Big Ten is awesome right now. It's an awesome conference, and we get to see 3 of the best teams in the league all coming into Iowa City over the next couple of days.
Thank you so much for spending time with us tonight, Coach. We'll get you out of here on this. You have arguably the most talented team in the history of Iowa soccer. And you mentioned earlier that teams have been preparing for the Hawks a little differently. What do you have to change to make sure this team can make a postseason run?
We won't change a lot. I mean, we want to keep playing as fast and as simple as possible on both ends. We want to maybe try to throw a couple wrinkles in offensively that might give us a few more chances, either during the football play or on restarts.
Unfortunately, we end tonight's show with the news that former Hawkeye and NFL great Alex Karras has passed away. Karras, who was drafted 10th overall by the Detroit Lions in 1958, was a 4-time All-Pro over a 12-year career in the National Football League. Karras is widely recognized by Iowans as perhaps the greatest defensive player to ever come through Iowa City. He helped the Black and Gold clinch their first ever Rose Bowl berth in 1957, a game that the Hawks would win 35-19 over the University of Oregon, earning him All-American honors. In his last season in Iowa City, Karras was named a first-team All-American, would win the Outland Trophy as the nation's best lineman, and finish runner-up for the Heisman Trophy, one of 3 linesmen who have ever finished that high in the voting. The Hawkeye, who had recently suffered kidney failure and was in hospice care, died in his home in Los Angeles, surrounded by his family. Alex Karras was 77 years old. Back to you at the desk.
And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek at Thursday's pages of the Daily Iowan.
Read about another effect of this summer's drought, its impact on what farmers are feeding to their cattle.
And see what the one group is doing to raise awareness about North Korean culture.
That's all for the latest edition of Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to check us out at the same time tomorrow or at any time at dailyiowan.com.
Thanks for watching and have a great night.